Hello everybody, Tracy Brown here. I could have titled this video Confessions of a Recovered um, Exercise Compulsive Person. That easily could be the title of this one as well. When I say confessions, I'm not going to tell you all the details of my many years. When I say many, more than a couple, more like, 7, of being a compulsive exerciser. And what that means is that a day couldn't go by without me doing some kind of intense activity, whether in intensity or length or both, and a day couldn't go by for me not to do that. I literally think there were years that I only missed 2 days in a year, literally. And I'm not saying that out of pride. I'm not saying that of like, wow, I mean, it's messed up. That's why I'm sharing it with you. It's messed up. It's not healthy. And it was just driven out of fear, and even a fear that I didn't understand. So I would have said, like, oh my gosh, if I don't go to the gym today, my body will change. I just believed that. It was very distorted that like a single day or a week or a month or anything is radically going to change your body. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But what's more important is to, one, recognize, can you recognize in yourself if you are feeling compulsive? And then 2, what are we going to do about it? And there's the middle steps. There's 1, 2, and 3. I'll get to the middle step in a second. So the first step is, if you're having any of these signs, you're feeling kind of compulsive. And it's going to be, I can't skip a day without feeling guilty. You have to push yourself. You have to push yourself beyond. It's the place where it's almost like you're working so hard that after your workouts you're feeling really depleted. Now, there's a difference between like you're working really hard and you feel kind of energized, or maybe you feel tired, but it's not like I'm so tired I can't hardly function the next day or the next hour. Not that kind of that tired. Fear of taking days off, fear of losing your muscle tone, or like your level of capacity, again, comparison and trying to like compete with everybody in your environment that you're around, or even if it's yourself, you won't let yourself stop a little early because you're sick or you're tired or you just don't want to do it. It's, well, I did 20 minutes yesterday, so today has to be that much or more. And it's just always this constant competition. And it could be mental, it could feel like it's driven from your body, but those are some signs. Again, you're injured and you're doing anyway. I had times where I had stress fractures and I was still running. Really, like I would do, like I said, a little really hard leg workout in the neck, and in the same day, like, oh, I'm bored, and really I was just, I probably needed something fun to do, but instead I go for a long run that I shouldn't have been doing, and so I could barely walk for a week. That's not good. So anyway. And of course, I never fueled it well enough either, because it was always about like, I'm trying to burn as much calories as possible, So another sign is you're using it to burn calories. And I know a lot of people do that, and they might think that's not that big a deal, but the truth is, exercise really isn't all that great at calorie expenditure. If it's about weight management, it's not going to fix that. It just makes you hungrier. It makes you need more food. And really, my compulsive exercise was the thing that helped drive me into binge eating for about, 4 years. So it became like this tool to try to replenish all that exercise, and I wouldn't give myself permission, plus some emotional things as well. So anyway, there's all that. And there's other signs and symptoms too. I'm not going to go into. Probably if you're thinking about like you're not making gains in your strength or whatever, that just happened for me. I lift. But it took me a long time to get stronger because I was doing too much. Just burn out my body essentially. So those are all some signs. There's a lot more, but I haven't talked about yet. All right, so if all that's happening, and I mentioned one more, is anxiety. Just in general, like when I don't, I just feel so much internal overwhelm that I don't even know how to settle myself. I don't know what to do with myself, and it can cause irritability, all those kind of things. So anyway, if you're struggling with any of those several 10 plus symptoms, you're probably struggling with your relationship with exercise. So I'm going to skip the middle step and then talk about the third step, is there's hope. that you can get to the place where movement is just the thing. And I always share this with my clients, is that babies are born wiggling. They wiggle and they squirm and they try to get their toe into their mouth, and they're moving. They're constantly moving. Even the most, lower energy, babies, they're not quite as like into everything kind of kids. They still move their body quite a bit. They're still moving. And so we want to remember that our bodies do like to move. It's just that from all these other things I talked about earlier in the video, that ability to actually know how your body needs to move that would feel good has been kind of dampened from all the compulsion. And so what we want to start thinking about again is, if there weren't any worries about calories or weight or what people thought about my body, what would I like to do? One, that's something we should start thinking about. And two, if we can think about our intrinsic motives to move, like maybe you want more sociability, or maybe you want to just relax, or maybe you want to improve something, then in terms of like, I want to be able to hike better, or we're going on a trip and I want to have good core stability when we go skiing, or whatever you want to do, then, or just in general, I want to lift my suitcase above my head, by myself. I want to have the strength to do that, let's say. Those would be good motives to figure out the activities that match that, and then check in with your body about how much intensity is needed to do those things, and all those factors. So I kind of skipped that middle step for a reason, because I wanted us to think about the fact that, like, we're born to move, and the only reason people get so compulsive, it's truly about trying to earn brownie points within ourselves to heal a hole that we feel like, if I just got leaner or fitter or stronger. And it's unfortunate, but it happens to most people. Like, the more people can do, they get a lot of positive feedback. They're like, oh gosh, you're so healthy, and you're always at the gym, and you're so strong, and can you show me stuff? And when you start getting all that positive affirmation for those things, that really just feeds that cycle of like, if I don't do that, then who am I? And then people are going to think I'm lazy and I don't care, or I'm not disciplined enough. And all my working out makes me more powerful, and I can push myself, and through pain and all those kind of things. And we're trying to fulfill a need with this. We're trying to fulfill a wound and a hole with this external thing that we can't maintain forever. It's just not maintainable long term to move it that kind of way you think you should. No matter how invincible you think you are, eventually your body's going to say, I'm done, I can't do it. You're going to break. And you're going to ruin your enjoyment. And so tomorrow, again, I'm going to talk about the hesitance part. And there's a whole other topic I haven't even mentioned one little peep about today, because I want to save it all for tomorrow. What I'll say one last thing about that, going back to how to heal your relationship with movement, is to start to think about your motives to move. Like, what would you be interested in doing? And then you might have to put some gentle boundary around yourself. Like, if you're used to being like a certain amount of time, that's just not something you go there for a while. Or maybe you totally get out of your normal thing you do and go somewhere totally different activities, break the association. And I want to let you know that there are those of us who just had to stop. I had to I dramatically cut things back. Let's just put it that way. And there were some times where I was like, I'm not going to move for a while. I just don't want to do it. Nothing sounds good to me. I don't want to do any of it. So I accepted that I might need to have some time just to be human, learn how to navigate any of these sensations and emotions that are coming up without using movement. And that's what I say the different steps are, is to be able to understand what makes something compulsive given what your experience is. Number two, thinking about what you want to accomplish. What is it you want your life to be like with movement? What do you want it to look like or feel like, and how do you want it to be versus how it is? And then all the other steps I talked about. So I gave you kind of some summaries of some different things I work with. Of course, everybody's going to have to dig deeper to figure out their own plan, but I just want to give you a couple, I think 2 or 3 different strategies you can try. And then there's of course a lot more if you're interested in hearing more. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. Tomorrow we're going to talk about movement hesitance, why that happens, why we kind of just like, I don't like to do anything, I'm done, I'm not going to do it. And no amount of somebody trying to talk you into doing it's going to make it happen. So I hope this was helpful. And if you have any comments, questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer. Take care. Bye.